I only got to scan my death threats from YouTube last night or this morning. I get death threats. Why do you have a fucking Hindi-looking Indian? Why do you have so many black bastards? I mean, these are the kind of shit that they send me. You know, the world's fucked up. If you haven't figured, why do you think Trump is? I mean, the world's just fucked up. I like it when they get racist. I have so many black fuckers. And they call you black too. They don't give a shit. They don't discriminate that way. But call me a narcissistic, this, that, and the other thing. But the question I have, as my kids would say, my kids can't stand to read the things because it hurts them. That hurt me, but they can't stand to say, why in the fuck do you cocksuckers watch my YouTube if you don't like it? Don't you have anything better to do? And they all think you're sorry fucks, sorry bastards. Losers! Why do you watch the YouTube channel? Why? Richard DeVos, the founder of Amway, the most successful, I believe, multi-level marketing deal that ever was and probably ever will be, told me many years ago, not to me, but to a group, and he was referring to multi-level marketing guys. You hang around with losers, and then you complain the rest of your life why you're a poor loser. Because for the most part, MLMers are losers. And we had two of the most successful MLMers on the planet here at the last seminar. And off the record, they agree, not on the record. And these are guys that are way up the chains, the lines, chairmans, presidents, whatever they call the fucking things in MLM. And they have been in the MLM 25, 30 years, each one of them. And they make a lot of money. But unless you're at the top of the chain, downline, you're just a fucker, a fucking loser. Anyway, getting back to the YouTube comments. If you don't like it, kids, don't watch me. It's pretty fucking simple. And if you've got time to write all these articulate white papers, I mean, Jesus Christ, what are you doing with your life? Or more importantly, what aren't you doing with your life? In the book, they asked me, what was the name of the book? No, not, where's the book? Oh, here it is. Where is it? Oh, this is the book by Dr. Benjamin Spock, How Do You Raise Your Kids? But most of you guys, you're all fucked up. You have, unless your kid's 2, 3, 4 years old, don't bother buying the book. And by evidence of how you're fucked up, I know your parents didn't buy the book. And by only accident, my mom bought the book in 1946, or the Reader's Digest. But it's the new revised, and don't get the new revised version. This is the common sense book of baby and child care. And it basically is the opposite of everything your parents did for you. So you don't have to buy the book, just do the opposite. And then you're in. You're in. And then I found Blink again, which is what we were talking about. But I don't know where it was, but it was someplace in the castle. Somebody was reading it or something. Some of the other comments that I find amusing, and I get a chuckle when I read this stuff from the kids. As I asked you as a group yesterday, why is it the two most least links clicked on my site, or how do you get the fucking money, and how do I get the deal flow? Which are the two most important aspects of QLA. Where do you get deals, and how do you get the fucking money to do the deals? All the rest is bullshit. And I asked you why you thought the kids don't click on those, okay? And your answer wasn't any better than Oxford kids' answer, and nobody's kids' answer, other than because you don't say, or you won't say, because they're not serious. You have other words or other ways of describing, but the bottom line is they're not serious. And that's why personal development, success coaching, etc., as Ted Nicholas told me 25 or almost 25 years ago, is $1 billion business, $1 going around to 1 billion people. It's a circle jerk. And that's why, save 3 or 4 guys and gals in the industry, nobody's got any fucking money. Nobody's got any money. They're living hand to mouth. Everybody understand hand to mouth? Get a paycheck. That's the industry. Now, the mini-me's, some comments or questions about the mini-me's, because I've spawned, you're a true leader when you develop leaders that have developed leaders. That's my definition of leadership. Somebody that's developed leaders who have now gone on to develop leaders. And I'm at that stage because I've developed, there's a lot of guys and a few gals that are mini-me's running around the planet. But somebody asked, if they're mini-me's, mini-Dans, why do they not teach QLA as you teach it? And most of them don't even call it QLA. I mentioned this before in seminars, but obviously the person that asked the question wasn't listening or didn't listen to that particular YouTube. Because they take QLA like it's a menu, a potpourri, and they teach, the mini-me's teach what they're comfortable with out of QLA, but not QLA A to Z. Michael, Peter Sage, Brian QLA Rose, Dan Locke. I can go on and on and on and on. So they're not 100% what I am, but they're still considered mini-me's because they have taken, you got a menu, a Chinese menu, right? I'll take some Szechuan there, okay? And that's what they've done. So they've adapted QLA, and most of them don't even call it QLA. They've adapted QLA to where their comfort zone is. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what your ultimate motive is, most of their models, although they've helped a lot of people like Brian QLA Rose, which is his new name, and has been for the last couple of years. You've seen how he's developed as a person, going from wearing T-shirts, etc., to wearing, looks like almost a regular person now.
He's not an affiliate for you.
Pardon?
He's not an affiliate for you.
No, fuck no. I don't get any money out of any of these guys, and they don't get any money out of me. But he's adapted London Real off of what he's learned from me, only part of what he's learned from me. And Peter Sage and Dan Locke and a number of the other kids have done the same. I'm not saying what they do isn't good. I'm not saying what they do doesn't help people. But it's not QLA. It's QLA stroke within their comfort zone. But even what they teach, though it's not hardcore, it's still better than most of the people that come to them where they are in life. But QLA, the way we're going to do it the next 12 months is not that. You either do it my way or it's the motherfucking highway. It's very simple. And I already know which one of you. I can write your motherfucking excuses today on a chalkboard. I know what Fiddler on the Roof's going to say. I know what the fat black bastard's going to say. I know what every motherfucker in this room is going to use as a fucking excuse. I can pick which one of you is going to be successful. So you ask me, why don't you just tell us, Dan? I used to. I'd go down, what's your deal, blah, 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 blah. Forget it. Blah, 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 blah. Forget it. But even if you don't make the Hall of Fame, you'll still be successful vis-a-vis where you are. That's why I don't do that. But I could. And I'm only 95% right. So Matthew will say, well, fuck, I'm the 5%. Everybody always thinks they're the 5%. They're not. Sally will say, she hasn't sat in on a seminar in a couple of years, Dan's really 99.9% right. It's the only thing that Dan does that's modest. He says he's 5% wrong. And she's right. I'm not 5% wrong. I'm hardly ever wrong. I can't remember the last time I was fucking wrong. Going back decades. So even if I'm 99.9999, you're going to think that you're the 0.0001 where Dan's wrong. Ain't going to happen. But if you follow the 7 steps, remember, it's like Alcoholics Anonymous, 12-step, but in a 12-step, oh yeah, I understand, Jack, you slipped and we hug you and love you. No. You slip in this program, you're out on your fucking ass, and I don't give a shit what happens. You don't call me, don't write me, don't face fuck me, don't tweet fuck me, don't link fuck me. Get out of my life. And another question. I have nobody to turn over this practice to, so to speak. There is nobody standing in the wings for me to pass the baton off to. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So there is nobody, none of my children are going to come at the last minute and I'm going to, in my deathbed, pass it off to them. That ain't going to happen. And I'm not going to pass it off to Brian QLA Rose or Peter Sage or Dan Locke or any of the kids. That ain't going to happen. So when they put dirt on me, and that's why I do so many YouTubes, it's just going to be in cyberspace. You know, in 2,000 years from now, the Martians will come down. Who the fuck was this guy? You know? He sounds a lot like Hitler. Who's that guy? And one of the things, and we haven't got to it yet, the high-performance people, remember when they messed up Trump's hair on TV and it went viral? High-performance people don't mind engaging in self-deprecation. They don't mind making fun of themselves because their self-esteem, their egos are so... Those guys that I've talked about yesterday, you couldn't get all of them in this room. Their egos are so big. You literally couldn't get 2 of them in this fucking room. The egos are so big. As compared to your egos. Or the lack thereof. So we engage in self-deprecation. I'm going to give you some examples of it in the next couple of days where it was appropriate for me to embarrass myself to get a deal done. Whereas you kids have been not taught, but by, have you seen your parents embarrass themselves on purpose? Have you seen your grandparents? And the answer is almost always no. Answer is almost always no. Now, last night, when I was ranting and raving, and I went over 45 minutes, because you saw the film on fear last night, some of you, I can just read in your eyes, why is he beating to death this self-esteem thing? Why is he beating this fear thing? Why is he beating to death the emotional side of this? Because, kids, that's the only side there is. All the rest is horse shit. You're afeared, as they say in Scotland. You're afraid. It's this flat fucking simple. And we've discussed why you're afraid. Now, some of you don't think you're afraid. Trust me, I will prove to you beyond a shadow of a motherfucking doubt just how small your dick and your balls suck up into your cavity. On that happy note, YouTube, see you later.